Hi friends, today we are doing an installation appointment of extensions. We are coloring these wefts a little bit darker with the formula in shade TQ of 5N, 4NB, and 6NB. The extension color is from Isla, it's the 9-7. I picked a dimensional weft already because I knew when I colored it, it was going to process and finish with a little bit of dimension at the end. So we get started. You see that my hanger literally broke. We love that. So we're just gonna ignore that, keep it positive, And there's 4 wefts on that hanger. For the video itself, I only colored 4 wefts, but at the end of the appointment, she used 10 wefts, so I eventually colored all 10 wefts. I do lay down a piece of aluminum foil and I laid the hair down and I started coloring and I realized that you weren't close enough. I bring you in a little bit closer and as I'm coloring, I'm like, why does this feel really awkward? Why am I sitting really awkward? And I realized that because I am coloring backwards. So I eventually fix it. After I finished coloring every piece of weft, I set down a layer of aluminum foil to help separate them. And I usually do this technique when I root smudge the wefts because it's easier to get the back because I don't want to get color, but I don't want it when I'm root smudging. But I realized that really didn't matter here, but I find that out at a later time. It took me 1 weft to find out how unnatural that felt, so I flipped the weft and now it feels a little bit better coloring. I felt like I was a little bit faster. It wasn't as messy. I also did find out that this whole process was a very trial and error process because I have never really colored extensions root to end one solid color. It was always either a smudge or like a little bit of a low light. And this technique works great for moments like that because it really helps separate hair that I don't want the color to touch. But it really didn't help me in this situation because when I try to do my cute little flip thing, the hair gets stuck. And then I have a tangly mess. After about the 3rd or 4th weft, I start using my hand just to help smudge the color in. Just because now the formula is oxidizing a little bit so I can see the color when it touches the hair. Which is the only thing that I don't like about Shade DQ when it comes to coloring these wefts is because in the beginning, when the formula is clear, I can't see literally anything. So here comes the big moment, my flippy moment. So I finished all 4 wefts so far and I flip it. And then I struggle for literally 15 minutes and I didn't record it. But I did start off with the first weft that I first colored and then I finished off with the last weft that I colored. The first weft, flipping it wasn't too hard because it was the first one. There wasn't a layer upon layer upon layer already underneath it. So it was super easy. So when I finished saturating the other side, I cover it back up. And then I happily am ready to go into the second layer of aluminum foil that I've laid down to get the second weft. And this is where I noticed that it was really stuck. And I really tried. I tried to just pull it out. It didn't work. So then I was like, I'm going to have to literally take the ends off the aluminum foil piece by piece. So that's what I'm doing. Struggling. But it worked out at the end because the blend was beautiful and you'll get to see that right now. But it was kind of a messy process. And then I also realized that I didn't even have to do this whole flippy thing. I could have just picked up the weft and colored the back the minute I finished coloring one side. This is her hair after her color touch-up. We just washed it, we blow-dried it, did a rough dry, and you're going to see how beautiful the extensions blend and how spot-on that color is. I do not have an after video, but I have a picture on my Instagram, so go check that out. I did want to show you guys this video for walking in the wind where you see her hair split and her tracks do not show. Where are those tracks? Which is what I love about NBR. Thank you guys so much for watching and stay tuned for the next one.